The one on the right is the current box design for Nendoroids. The one on the left is what you will be getting soon. Hi and welcome back to the channel. I'm Steven with your weekly figure news fix. This time around 21st to 26th of October 2024. For this week, the number of genuine scale figures on pre-order is kind of average, not too many. Meanwhile, on the third-party side of things, we have a lot, like seriously a lot of resin figures to cover. But before that, we have an important piece of news that was just announced on Friday evening by Good Smile Company. So let me bring up this one, which I think is kind of important, even though this does not affect scale figures yet. It is mainly affecting some Nendoroids at the moment. So this page over here on goodsmile.com, let me translate it into English. But to summarize things, the packaging design of some Nendoroid figures and also Nendoroid basic figures will be simplified in the name of protecting the environment, right? And currently, the first 4 figures to be affected will be Nendoroid Yamanouchi Canon Basic, Nendoroid Makise Kurisu 2.0, Nendoroid Aisaka Taiga 2.0, and Nendoroid Yoko 2.0. There will be a huge change to the packaging design of these 4 Nendoroids, and more will follow later on. So, this picture right here, yes, to our horror, the one on the right is the current box design for Nendoroids. The one on the left is what you will be getting soon for more Nendoroids. So we are getting a downgrade from a very nicely designed box into what looks like a recycled egg-tart box to me. Meanwhile, the price of the figures you're paying for is not going to drop anytime soon, despite the downgrade in the packaging, all in the name of protecting the environment. And this is what it will look like on the inside. Full paper all the way, no more plastics. Yeah, this totally looks like an egg tart or dessert box to me. What the heck? If the figure comes at 1,000 yen cheaper compared to the current pricing, I wouldn't be complaining, I suppose. But I would say that is extremely unlikely at this point. Yeah. I would be horrified. I would be really mad if this happens to scale figures. Yeah. Now we shall move on to Hobby Link Japan, our affiliate partner for licensed genuine anime figures from Japan. And as usual, I have already selected the figures I want to cover for this week. So let's begin with Hobby Link Japan for genuine figures. Okay, I have selected the figures I want to cover over here. And the first one will begin with big scale, but you know what? Yeah, not 1x4. This is 1x1 apparently. Omaha and Meiji Gongfang Sichan Cat Girl Stamp go away. 17,400 yen coming out in December. This December, less than 2 months away. Okay, this can't be a big statue even at 1x1 scale, obviously. Just that you're getting 2 figures over here, including this really adorable thing where she is stuck in a shark plushie. Okay, 2 of these for 17k is not bad at all, as long as you like cute stuff. The weird thing is that Omaha is an ecchi figure brand. Yeah, they make ecchi 18 plus figures. So to see them come up with this thing, very random. Yeah. Moving on to the next one, we are now in 1x4 scale territory. 1x4 scale Legacy Art Kentaro Miura Berserk Femto. Yeah, this one was from OneFest Shanghai recently by Prime 1 Studio. 131k coming out in April. Is it next year or 2026? There you go. This can't be out in 2025. Okay, my comments remain the same compared to what I said in OneFest Shanghai. This looks like an alien cockroach to me. Perhaps this would appeal to the very same people who enjoy Alien vs Predators, but it is not my kind of thing. Yeah. I do recognize the character here very well though. I've seen him like a few times. Okay, moving on to the next 1x4 scale over here. This is Seraphine from LOL. Okay, I have covered this figure like a couple of weeks ago in OzGK, when OzGK, yeah, they took pre-orders earlier than Japanese websites. So this is available now in HLJ for 141k, coming out in October next year. And being a licensed resin figure, normally you don't have to worry about the face. They will always get the face right at least, right? I know that some licensed figure brands will still screw up the quality control part, but usually with the sculpting of the face, they won't mess up because, you know, if they do, then I mean the company behind the game, they won't be happy as well. How dare you how dare you mess up our character designs, right? Yeah, and this is the rough size estimate. I mean, this looks really small next to this guy at 58 centimeters. This must be a huge guy. Yeah. Okay, moving on to the next one over here. Oh, what? This is Marisa. No, not the one from Toho. This is Marisa from Street Fighter 6. I did not know this character existed. Is it like a new character added in a new DLC? Or this character was added later on because, you know, the woke people who want strong, independent women to be added to the game, so they came up with this thing over here. Okay. This character certainly did not exist in Street Fighter 5. I played the 4th and the 5th one. Okay, not the 6th one so far. Okay, by Prime Studio 1x4 skill, we have Marisa Ultimate version, 228,000 yen. And there is a cheaper version over here without a helmet and a bunch of other accessories for 171k. So this is typical of Prime Studio. They come out with two versions. One that is more expensive by 40 or 50,000 yen, but then they give you a ton of extra parts, right, and accessories. Whether that is worth it to you, like extra swappable parts which you are unable to display, and you pay an extra 40 or 50k. Personally, I don't like my figure set to be incomplete, so I tend to prefer the full set, right? But sometimes it also feels a bit wasteful to have so many extra stuff lying around in the box that you can't display it, and you paid for those parts. So this is coming out in April 2026. Yup. Reminds me of the Sparta character in FGO. Can't remember his name at the moment. I would love a scale figure of that. A cheap one, of course. Or even a price figure, I would take it. The next 1x4 scale, another expensive resin figure by Prime Studio. 1x4 scale Ultimate Premium Masterline Ninja Scroll Jubei vs Tesai. Ninja Scroll. I have no idea what this franchise or anime or game is. Yeah. Shonen stuff, right? I'm not touching shonen stuff. Okay, so this is the DX version where you're getting a bunch of extra accessories, and then there is a slightly cheaper version at 240,000 yen. Yeah, not my kind of thing anyways. So do check him out if you're interested, and we'll just move on to the next figure. 1x4 scale Kano Uncho Barrelix version. Yeah, from freeing 40,000 yen, coming out in May next year. To be expected, right? Obviously, the Stockings version is better, but we are talking about Kano Uncho over here, which is an evergreen character. She is like popular all these past 18-20 years, man. Ikitozen Season 1, I think it was year 2006. We are now 18-19 years in. And until today, she still has a very loyal fan base together with Ryomo Shimei that if any figure brand comes up with a figure of any of these characters, the aftermarket value is almost guaranteed to shoot up, right? Which did happen to the Stockings version of this Kano Uncho. If you go and look for one now, I think 60,000-70,000 yen, and that is the minimum. Yeah. Would I love to have one? Absolutely. I love Kano Uncho, right? Between the Kano Uncho and Ryomo Shimei, I like Kano a bit more, I think. Why not both? Yeah, I would love to have both, but my wallet says no. That is the problem, because I'm now stuck in Goddess of Victory Nikke hole. I'm also into the Blue Archive hole. I'm also in the FGO hole. Oh god. I would love to have one someday, even if this is the Barrelix version, because her pose is still smoking hot. The Asian toilet squat pose. Ryomo Shimei Barrelix version, most likely next week she'll be on pre-order, yeah. The next figure over here, we are entering 1x6 scale territory. By freeing, we have this Megumi Kato version 2nd from Saikono movie at 22,000 yen. Can I recommend it? The big answer is no. A big no, in fact. So I believe this is the same figure they made in 1/4 scale, and now they downsized it to 1/6 at 22,000 yen. The only problem being, number one, this looks more like a 16,000 yen figure to me in detail level and sculpting. And number two, a lot of freeing figures bargain bin after release, and that includes their 1/4 scales. I mean, you exclude high demand characters like Ria's Grammary from High School DxD or Kanu Uncho earlier, then most of their 1/4 scales, including the characters from Azur, they just bin after release. So no, do not pay 22,000 yen for this Megumi Kato figure. It is not worth it. Be patient. In fact, with this character Megumi Kato, there are so many of her scale figures out there, man. So many options to choose from. Why pick a plain bunny girl? Yeah. Okay, moving on to the next one over here, we have the auntie from Oshinoko. Memcho Bazurase fashion version. Yeah, she is an auntie apparently. I mean, apparently in the Japanese idol industry, 25, 27 years old is considered old. Yeah, because, yeah, perhaps they prefer lollies over there just like I do. Anyways, Memcho is a very likable character. I like her energy. I like how she is always positive, always supporting her friends, her teammates. I like her personality, at least her character. But she is definitely getting the short end of the stick, isn't it? Because Akane, Kana, and virtually every other character are probably more popular than she is. But for this version, the problem here is that we are talking about DMM Factory, 25,000 yen, is bordering on overpriced because the Good Smile Date version is 16k, right? I said this like 5 times already. The next thing is that I'm a bit surprised that this isn't an Ami exclusive because, you know, DMM Factory, have they realized that it is a big mistake to go with that kind of strategy for selling a product? Hopefully they realize that it is just a bad idea. Okay, so can I recommend this one? Tough question. I like the figure, I like the pose, I like the smile, I like her outfits over there, very nice. The only thing I don't like is the price, yeah. The next 1/6 scale figure over here, we have 1/6 Azato-san swimwear version by Spinel, a new figure brand that I have never heard of, going for 27,000 yen, July release 2025, and yes, this is a fully castable figure, just that even without casting her off, you know, yeah, those melons are slipping out. You can see some pink color traces of, yeah, of stuff that I need to cover up. And for character design, you know, this is very similar to another original art figure that went on pre-order a few weeks ago. Also yellow bikini and blue colored like hot pants, jeans. Yeah, very similar. Both in pose and also in outfit. Sometimes you have to wonder whether one artist is stealing ideas from another artist, but you know, there is only a very finite amount of ideas and eventually there will be similarities even though they are coming from different artists. So I like the character design, I'm fine with it, but other than that, yeah, nothing much else to say. As for Spinel, is that Chinese or Japanese? I don't think it really matters. In fact, if that is a Chinese brand, I think you can feel rest assured that the figure is going to turn out decent, right? Nowadays, the Chinese can be more consistent than the Japanese. And you might think this is a Japanese brand. 27k for 1/6 is not cheap. Yes, except you can't really determine whether a figure brand is Chinese or Japanese or not going by the price alone. Because some Chinese brands, they don't come cheap. And the best example I can give you guys is Pure. Yeah, Pure, Pure. Their figures are 30,000 yen and up, but that is a Chinese brand, a premium edgy brand. The next 1/6 here, oh boy. No, Tamano Kedama is really printing cash. Bear Panda had the same character at a low cost like 9,000 yen. Was it 7,000 or 9,000 yen? Now, Tuberosa Plus, otherwise known as Orchid Seed, is making a 1/6 scale figure of her, the same character. Succubus Lulumo swimsuit version. Pose is a bit meh, but you are going to want this because she is castable. Lolly opai. Yeah, 27,000 yen is very expensive compared to the Bear Panda version, but hey, you can undress her, man. That is worth it. So, with Orchid Seed or Tuberosa Plus, they don't make many figures nowadays, but their quality, I can vouch for them. In fact, I own like half a dozen Orchid Seed figures, right? Before they changed their name to Tuberosa Plus, I have Ellen from Queen's Blade, I have 3 Sonico figures by Orchid Seed, and all of them are excellent. So I can vouch for this brand in case you're unsure about them. The next figure over here, this is a non-scale apparently, Chobits Chi. Okay, Chobits is a really old anime, I think early 2000s, must be 20 years old at least by now. Okay, so this girl here, Chi, she is actually an android, she is not human. And coming from Oriental Forest, a Chinese figure brand, this is a very affordable 17,000 yen. Non-scale, but do you guys know how tall this thing is? 42 centimeters. Yes. HLJ did not mention the dimensions for this figure. I checked her out in Army. 42 cm tall. And at this size, oh, we only have 2 pictures here. What the hell? 2 pictures only. I think HLJ has not uploaded all the pictures yet. But anyway, 42 centimeters overall, 17,000 yen. This is not a figure that everyone will buy. This is like a classic anime character by now. Personally, I wouldn't touch it as well because it is not my kind of character. But for people who know and like the character, this is perhaps the best figure of Chi out there. There were other scale figures of her in the past, but we are talking about 15-year-old scale figures by today. And even if you were able to find one over in Mandarake pre-owned section, it is something 15 years old, and it is not going to be as good as anything that is coming out this year or next year. So 17k for this tall figure, yes, pick one up, except the catch would be the shipping cost, obviously, because yeah, this thing is tall, right? The box is going to be tall as well, so do factor that in mind. The next one, my 7 scale figure over here, yeah, I remember this one. I think she was from One Fest Shanghai as well. Coming from Wave Corporation, we have Bocchi the Rock Kikuri Hiroi. And I'm actually quite surprised that she is even getting a high quality scale figure because, you know, this is a side character, an insert character that is not very important. She appeared for only a few episodes, you know? Yeah. But to see her getting a high quality scale figure, I'm really glad that she got her justice in a way. And even better, this figure comes with 3 face plates. So I have this normal face plates over here, which I don't recommend you to display this figure with. The one you should be displaying, okay, this one right here. This is my recommendation because, you know, she is always getting drunk in the anime. And we don't get many figures with drunk faces anyway, so this is the one to go for. And a third face. Wow, very nice, very... It's very... What is the word again? Very generous of Wave Corporation, a Japanese figure brand, to give us 3 face plates, and the asking price of 22,500 yen isn't too pricey, given that what is included in the box. This is also a drunk face, not too bad as well. I would go for this one personally. Yeah, this one over here. But the second best would be this as well, which is also a drunk face. Should you pick one up? Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, if you love Bocchi the Rock, you have those 3 main girls, and then this is a very nice add-on. Yeah. This is a must-have for Bocchi the Rock fans. Oh. I like this figure a lot. Yeah. The second Wave Corporation figure of this week, Makise Kuisu, lab coat style. Almost 17,000 yen, coming out in March next year. This is a re-release, isn't it? Wave Corporation released a very similar looking figure of Makise Kuisu like a year or 2 ago. Did they do some small modifications and re-release the figure again? I'm not sure. I am not comparing it to the older version, but I'm certain there is already a scale figure of this same exact figure out there that came out a while ago. Anyways, this reminds me of the Good Smile Makise Kuisu that came out many years ago, One Fest exclusive, the white coat version. I used to own that figure, but I sold it because I needed money. This is not an exclusive, easier to attain, and I do recommend this figure as well. Wave Corporation, they used to be known for their 1x10 scale low cost beach queen figures, you know, those swimsuit figures. Nowadays, they no longer do that. They opt for making higher quality scale figures like this one over here, and they are not too expensive, so I can wholly support what they are doing with anime figures. Yeah, this is a good purchase as well. Moving on to the next scale figure over here, 1x7 scale Hochi Shoujo Summer Beach Kaku by Kaitendo. 36,000 yen coming out in August 2025. And yeah, I know what you are thinking. That is way too overpriced for a 1x7 scale bikini swimsuit figure, isn't it? Yes, it is, but in case you don't know about Kaitendo, which is not a name that appears often, they did appear like just a couple of weeks ago. This figure brand has been around for a long time, as old as Good Smile Company, I think. But their figures, they are all resin. So it is not that surprising anymore why she is priced so expensively, even though this is not customable. Yeah, that adds insult to injury over here. 36k for a licensed resin figure, I mean it is normal price, right, considering it is resin, but when you look at this figure being a plain bikini figure at 1x7, you can't help but feel it is overpriced, and I do think it is. I do own a Kaitendo figure, only one single figure. That thing came out like 8 years ago, a Nurse Miyu figure, and I broke it because I dropped the figure. So be very careful with handling resin figures in general. The rest is all up to you whether you like the character design, but even if you liked the character design, I think the asking price here over here is a bit tough to swallow. Yeah. Next one over here, in my opinion, this is the highlights of the week. No, not the flared Ayakashi triangle figure, which we'll get into that in a second. This is my favorite figure this week, Goddess of Victory Nikke Anis Sparkling Summer version by Good Smile Company at 1x7 scale, only 18,000 yen, coming out in October next year. Smash that pre-order button, smash it. Yeah, please make use of the affiliate link I included on top of this video, on the top left corner. Okay, I know Free Ink's version 1x4 scale is pricey, but this is probably the next best thing you can go for, right? And I believe that, yeah, this is the one that is going to sell a lot more compared to the Free Ink version, obviously. Price matters a lot. Will I get one? An absolute yes. I haven't pre-ordered her yet, but should I pre-order it early? Maybe I will. 18k is not a big commitment, and she is coming out in October, a long way to go in terms of saving up. Maybe I will pre-order this early. Yeah. For everyone else, as long as you love Goddess of Victory Nikke, smash that pre-order button once again. Moving on to the next one over here, also one of the main highlights of this week. From Ayakashi Triangle, we have Matsui Kazamaki and Suzu Kanade, and Shirogane, my polar opposite. Kurogane's polar opposite, Shirogane. That Nyan down there, yeah, that's Shirogane. For almost 32,000 yen by Flare, this is also insane value, right? For one, Flare is a company that has ties with Alter, right? Like, they are not directly Alter itself, but they have ties to them. Number two, you are getting 2 scale figures and a Nyan for 32,000 yen. That makes this like a 16,000 yen scale figure, each of them, right? The only concern over here is that, number one, for everyone else who are figure collectors, this figure is top heavy, right? I mean, Suzu Kanade is stuck to that guy over there. That is a guy, a former guy. So this is a very top heavy figure. Some people said that this figure will lean in the long term. But I mean, leaning figures nowadays, they are not very common, and many figure companies nowadays, they use ABS to reinforce the legs of their figures so that they are less likely to lean unless you are living in a desert or you are having a heat wave 40 Celsius and up, then maybe it will happen. So I am not too worried about leaning over here, but at the same time, I would love to have some reassurance from Flare. Like, give us a plastic god, an ugly one to support Suzu Kanade. Sure, I have the option not to use that plastic god, but I would love to have that option. Just to play safe, you get my points over here. If I am photographing a figure, yeah, I would remove the plastic god, but then when I'm displaying her on a shelf, I'll put it back on just to be certain that the figure does not lean over time. The second problem over here, a minor problem which is only relevant to people who love taking pictures of their figures. Yeah, you have your own camera. Suzu Kanade's face is a bit dark, isn't it? And I don't mean the skin tone. The skin tone has no problems over there, right? It is consistent. If you notice, like, the eye region is kind of dark because the hair is casting shadow on her face, yeah, that is the problem over there. This is going to be really difficult to photograph even with, with studio lights. And even harder to review. Like, you put lights like this, studio lights, to review a figure, to film it, and then all you get are shadows on the face. Oh, yeah, that is the tough part, being a content creator. Okay, so this is still highly recommended for sure, despite the potential issues I'm seeing over here. If they do not come with a plastic rod, then you just need to prepare your own. Like, come up with your own creative ideas. How would you support the knee of Suzu Kanade? Maybe you just jam in a few scale models of books, for example, or any props you can think of, right? But be careful about paint transfer. Okay, moving on to the next one over here, another highlight figure of the week. Yeah, 3 figures back to back. I put them together, they are main highlights of this week in my opinion. It would be this Yuka track version from Blue Archive by Max Factory at 1/7 scale, 18,000 yen only. It is rough, right? I mean, the Good Smile version, where you get Yuka with her 100 kilogram thighs, leaving a dent behind on the chair she's sitting on, that is a great figure to get. But personally, I'm liking this a little bit more because I get a clearer view of her nice, juicy lolly thighs in bloomers, you know. And this is only 18,000 yen coming from Max Factory. See, Max Factory is a tier A+, S tier even, figure company. Their consistency is incredible. Their recent Chun-Li figure from Street Fighter has a lot of positive reviews as well. And I have bought a number of their figures in the past year or two. Asuna Ichinose from Blue Archive, their Arashi Girl from FGO, every single one of them turns out amazing. And for a figure company that is this consistent and high quality, I just don't understand why some of their figures still bargain bin. Maybe they overproduced it, that is the only reason, right? So can I recommend this? A big yes, of course. Hit the pre-order button if you are a big fan of Blue Archive. Moving on to the next one over here. Okay, we are now into low-cost figure territory. And the first one is a re-release of this Reimu Hakure by Furyu Tenitol for 6,200 yen coming out next July. Yeah, July 2025. Okay, so with Tenitol, Furyu's budget figure division, there are some figures that are kind of trash and the others are outstanding. This is one of the latter. The outstanding ones, right? And unsurprisingly, she sold out that they had to re-release it. I saw this coming. So if you missed out your first chance, pre-order this one. Not to mention that base over there, that is not something Good Smile Company will give you in their pop-up rate line. Yeah. You're paying an extra 1,000 yen plus and you get a better base and most likely better QC as well compared to the standard pop-up rate. The next affordable figure over here, okay, we have Ram L size at 8,000 yen coming out in May next year, and also Ram, of course. They are meant to be a pair. If you get one, you need the other. Also, at the time of filming this video right now, I have filmed, another figure review, like an old figure review, where I will be talking about Good Smile Company's 1/7 scale Ram and Ram, which came out many years ago. The last release was around 11,000 yen, 11,100 yen official MSRP price. My recommendation is for you to hunt for that version, even though it is a bit more expensive, right? That is 11k, this is 8k before any discounts. But if you can find a big discount on the older versions, which are proper scale figures, get the Good Smile Company scale figures, which are going to be way superior than these pop-up rate Ls. Granted, I would rather you get pop-up rate L over the non-L, the standard version. But if the high quality scale figure is so close in pricing, might as well save up more and get the older release, which is superior in quality for sure. Not to mention that Good Smile version of Ram, you're getting extra accessories in the box, right? Extra parts. These two are not bad figures, just that in terms of value proposition, it is not the best out there already. Knowing that there are better scale figures of Ram and Ram from the past, right? And then the next pop-up rate L, we have Shua-chan from VTuber Legends, how I went viral after forgetting to turn off my stream. Yeah, you went viral because you were caught on camera undressing, isn't it? You forgot to turn it off. Anyways, this is a good a good purchase, right? 8,000 yen pop-up rate L. I love it when Good Smile is listening to feedback from their customers. I asked them to make more pop-up rate Ls back then when they had a questionnaire. So this is relatively detailed for pop-up rate L. I mean, that energy drink she is holding in her hands over there looks kind of nice, right? In detail levels. Okay. The next low-cost figure over here, pop-up rate Sanraku from Shangri-La Frontier. Season 2 is ongoing, and if you have not started watching this anime yet, go and watch it. Or I would be so disappointed in you. I will be that disappointed Asian parent. Yeah. Season 1, 25 episodes was amazing, and now Season 2, we are getting another 25 episodes. This is not common at all for seasonal anime. Yeah. The anime is like incredibly consistent from start to end, barely any drop in quality, nice action all the way, and a very good gaming anime in general. I actually like it quite a bit more than Sword Art Online itself. So that is quite saying something. Just that Sanraku, I want Arthur Pencilgon. I want the other tomboy girl. Can't remember his name at the moment. Sanraku is like the last one on the list if I were to get the figure. Yeah. Normal pop-up rate, not the L version for 4,000 yen coming out in June next year. This is not something you should rush out and pre-order. You can always wait until after release before buying one. This is not something that is going to be immensely popular. Yeah. And the last figure on HLJ this week, Jeong Maozi CP30 Memorial version. This looks a bit like a mascot character to me. Yeah, I don't know who she is, but it looks like a mascot character by Reverse Studio, Chinese figure brand for 7,000 yen. Not my kind of thing. Yeah. And this is random because Reverse Studio, they are more known for proper scale figures, not chibi stuff like this. Moving on to our next stop, Ami Ami. We don't exactly have any Ami Ami exclusive stuff for this week, but figures by brands like Rocket Boy and Binding later on, yeah, they are not really available on anywhere else other than Ami Ami and Ninin Game at a premium, and then maybe, yeah, a select few other websites, but HLJ does not offer it. So the first one here, Mataro original illustration Dealer Bunny by Rocket Boy. They did not mention the scale. 1/6 scale. There you go. 1/6 scale at 33,000 yen coming out in April next year. For me, this is like a very fancy bunny girl figure, right? Like extra detail all around. And given that this is Rocket Boy, yeah, this is going to be cast offable. Do I like the character design? Yes, I love the color palette so much, right? The color scheme over here is very attractive. But at the same time, it is one of those figures that I wish I had extra cash to spare for and I would love to have one. Yeah. But there are so many other ecchi figures out there that has a certain level of resemblance or similarity to this one. So this is not exactly a very unique ecchi figure in any way. Rocket Boy has connections to Native, just in case you don't know, and the figures they make are kind of good. Yeah, so I can recommend them. Next figure on Ami Ami, this is not an exclusive, but this is an Animaster figure, which means HLJ is often late with listing Animaster stuff on pre-order. They're usually around 1 week late. So if you want to get this figure on HLJ, then you have to wait until next week usually. So this is White Rabbit Burosu 1/7 scale at under 9,000 yen coming out in October 2025. Okay, the thing with Animaster, they are rising fast as a figure brand because their low-cost scale figures are kind of incredible in a way. Of course, you can't compare Animaster to Max Factory or Alter, but they are getting close to those BTL Japanese figure companies, and yeah, the quality you're getting from them in terms of consistency is very good, right? At the same time, it does not mean I'll go out and buy literally every figure they come up with. So I'm being selective a bit. Will I pre-order this one? I'm still uncertain. Do I dislike the character design. Not really. I kind of like it. But that is it. I feel a bit uncertain at this point, right? Yeah. I mean, sure, the figure is cheap, but when you start hitting pre-order button on literally anything that captures your fancy, then the cost will still add up. Yeah. Normally, I would take a few days to think before hitting the pre-order button. I don't want to be too impulsive, right, with my decision making. Moving on to the next figure here on Ami. This is a binding creator's opinion 1x4 scale. A figure brand which is only available in native online shop or Ami or maybe places like Nikke Game, which slaps a premium on those figures, right? I don't know why they made it so exclusive, like only a select few figure stores you can get it from. It is not exactly a very exclusive item either, but at the same time they made it like partially exclusive. Like what the heck is this kind of business strategy? I'm not sure. Anyways, this is Lalanoa Bunny version, 44,000 yen standard price for a binding 1x4 that is partially customable, coming out in May next year. Character design wise reminds me of those, edgy elf characters in H anime or games, you know. Character design wise reminds me of those, edgy elf characters you'll see in H anime or games. Do I like the character design? Yeah, kind of. Not exactly my kind of character, but I can still accept this kind of body proportion and those melons. It is near the borderline of what I consider to be acceptable. Any bigger than that, then I would be completely turned off. Yeah. The last figure here on Ami, this is also from the adult section. From Party Look, we have Prosecutor Mitsu Umetani, another color version, 1x6 scale. Yeah. This figure came out before in a different color scheme. Now they repainted it in a second player color or 2P color as I call it, at almost 27,000 yen, coming out in June next year. Actually, this repainted, recolored version does not look too bad either. I do like the color scheme, I'm not complaining. So if you missed out the first release, then this second release is worth considering. Character design wise and everything else, no complaints over here. And in case you want to know what Party Look is like as a figure brand in terms of quality, look up the very same character on myfigurecollection.net. Check out the first release and see for yourself the user pictures, whether you like it or not. But in general, Party Look, their stuff are fine as well. Chinese figure brand, by the way. Yeah. Moving on to the last section of today's genuine figure section. Obviously, Nikke Game will check out all of the Inside Forts Japan figures that went on pre-order this week. The first one here, we have Kuma-san Hug Loco. Yeah, lolly with no clothes on again. 1x6 scale, 19k or 29k at 1x4 scale. I heard that you can't import these to countries like Australia or Canada. The cops will be calling you, right? That's what I heard. Okay. In my country, no problems. In my country, it is the exact opposite. If there are giant melons, you get into trouble. If there are no melons, you get a flat airport runway on the chest. Then off you go, you can have her. Next one here, blue skin succubus, but 1x6 scale at 20,000 yen. I think that's around 20,000 yen. And also, 29k at 1x4 scale. Just succubus in blue skin. Why would I want aliens with giant boing boings? Not my kind of thing. Okay. The next one here, we have Door to Door. Wow, milk saleswoman. Meal 1x4 scale at 29k. 1x6 scale at 19k as usual. And once again, giant boing boing figures, not my cup of tea. So we'll just move on to the next figure. And the last two figure over here, we have, the neighborhood lady is an exhibitionist, Ray. I can already tell just by looking at the preview pictures that I'm getting giant melons, which is why I'm not interested. Even though she has a really pretty face. 20k instead of 19, it's 20k because those melons require materials to make. 20k for 1x6 and of course 29k at 1x4. It is a bit weird that this is not higher than 29k because once again you need more materials for the boing boing, right? Okay, and that is all for genuine figures on pre-order this week. Moving on to the third-party resin figures section, making use of OSGK, which is our affiliate partner for third-party section. Yeah, please make use of the affiliate links for OSGK and HobbyLink Japan. I have in the descriptions below if you plan to pre-order or purchase anything. Yeah, it does not cost you anything and you are helping out this channel, right? Okay, so we'll begin with Anya as usual. We have at least half a dozen Anyas this week. We are now in late October, so obviously the Halloween stuff are beginning to appear, except they won't release on time for this year's Halloween. You have to keep them for next year's Halloween, assuming they don't get delayed later than that. Okay, the first one here we have Anya Forgers Cause No Face. Yeah, this is from Spirited Away, is it? See, I don't watch Miyazaki's film that much, right? I know they are legendary and stuff, but two families are friendly to me. I like unhinged stuff, cringy stuff. All the 18 plus stuff, yeah. Show me all those stuff. I don't like family-friendly stuff. Okay, so this one for $81, fair enough. Yeah, you have this troll face, smiling face, or the expressionless face over here, which is also kind of nice in a way, you know. Okay, the second Anya Forgers figure over here, Halloween again by OLGG Studio. Solid color or transparent color, which is referring to her hair, $107 each. So with translucent material being used on the hair portion of anime figures, very common nowadays. Case by case basis, like on Hatsune Miku, it looks a bit nice, right? Especially when the very edges of her twin tail are partially translucent. But for Anya here, I think I will stick with the solid pink color. Yeah. Moving on to the next Anya here, another Halloween figure by Come On Studio, $102. And now the moment I saw this figure over here, the first scale figure that came to mind was the Halloween figure by Astrum Design. I think it came out like a year ago, I think. I don't remember the release date. But that the Astrum Design figure was like 30,000 yen for the deluxe version. But there were some QC issues. People were complaining about it. And then, yeah, she bins a bit, right? So, despite the potential issues with that Astrum Design Halloween figure, I would still go for that if I want a Halloween themed figure in my collection. Or you can always buy FGO. FGO has this figure of Elizabeth Battery, right? Yeah, which is very nice. Yeah, the caster version by Flare. Came out many years ago, could be very rare now. That is also a great Halloween figure to have. This one here, $102 for resin figure. Yeah, feels a bit pricey because, you know, Anya is short. It is a small character, a small figure. The next Anya figure over here, Waku Waku Studio, they are like Anya specialists at this point. We have Halloween Anya, of course, Halloween again, $135, more expensive than the usual $100 Anya figure because there is quite a lot of stuff going on over here. Coming out in June 2025. This is a great looking Anya figure for sure. And Waku Waku Studio, they are like Anya specialists. How many Anya figures have they made by now? 20, 30? Yeah, it is insane. Next Anya figure, Mimo Studio. Okay, Mimo Studio is known for making all this meme stuff into anime figures and they love to use Anya as the model. So this is not their first figure. They had an Anya figure being the, you know, the Statue of Liberty of the US. That was really interesting. I kind of wanted one actually. And now they're coming up with Anya scale figure with, yeah, reference to Mona Lisa for $94. Not the kind of stuff you'll get, you know, from genuine figure brands. So if you like stuff like this, yeah, go and pick one up. Coming out in September 2025. Next Anya figure, this is the matte version by CM Studio. $102. Now this one is a bit less convincing, right? Black or red color matte. I think black color suits her more, right? Because the red color, it is like, it's not contrasting with the pink color hair. It is like a similar color. So black color will give her a bit more contrast, but this is the least convincing one so far out of all of the Anyas I just covered. And the last one here with Anya with raincoat and umbrella by Goods Studio for $88. You know, I like figures with transparent umbrellas. They look kind of nice in a way, kind of fancy in a way. I think Furyu has two scale figures with a transparent umbrella. I don't remember the names of those characters. What I remember is one of them is from a seasonal anime and the other one is like more of an original character. Yeah. This one, yeah. My favorite among these 6 Anya figures is the Mona Lisa reference, if I have to be honest. Yeah, the one by Mimo Studio. Moving on to the next resin figure, this is an update from last week. I covered this figure last week. We did not have a price, now we do have it. So $355 for 1x4 scale, and then the 1x6 scale is $216, right? And yeah, you are not getting that woman there. Nope. You are only getting the statue. They put that woman there for size comparison, apparently. Okay, next, One Piece figure with Yamato version 2.0 from Dragon Studio. This is only 2.0, really? It feels like they have made so many Yamato figures already. So this is available in white version, the one you're seeing on screen, or a black version, which the traditional black bikini, triangle black bikini, nothing special. So I would say this white version is better. And you know, the way they sculpted her legs over there, she's hugging her left leg, and then it looks really soft, right? Yeah, soft and meaty. So the sculpting is outstanding. The face there, no issues. But personally for me, if I wanted a Yamato figure, I would go for her wearing her traditional Japanese outfit with that club over there. I think that represents her better as a character. This is for those people who are buying their 5th or 6th Yamato figure and they want something fan servicey and customable. Next one over here, we have Windsmoke Reiju. This is also an update from last week. Last week, I have covered her already. So now we have a price of only $133, which is very affordable. Yeah. So the primary color version is, yeah, just nothing special really. And then there's an electroplated version. Bling bling shiny. I like it quite a lot more. Yeah. Same price. So I'll go for the bling version. Moving on to the next one over here, One Piece Perona version 3.0, the third Perona figure by XY Studio. This is just an announcement with an artwork, no prototype yet, available in 1.4 and 1.6. Okay, so that is a nice gothic Lolita dress over there. Very pretty. Just that, you know, I really wish that we get a Perona figure with this face, not the, you know, the big round eyes with a black dot in the middle. This is so much nicer, yeah. Okay, no price or release date yet. Moving on to the next one over here. Okay, from GM Studio, we have Itadori Yuji from Jujutsu Kaisen. You know, I wanted to say that this character even exists in JJK. Not that I watch JJK, I don't really watch shonen stuff, and that includes Dan Dan Dan. So, if this was a character that existed in JJK, why has no genuine figure brands done a figure of her yet? Because she is smoking hot, she is really pretty with that face over there, people are going to queue up and buy it. And then I saw the gender change word up there. Oh, yeah, I remember there was a guy that kind of looked like her. Must be the same character. This is a big trap over here. For $194. Price-wise, I don't have a complaint, but this is probably a non-existent character in JJK. Am I right? Let me know down in the comments below. Moving on to the next one here, we have 3 figures from Evangelion. The first one is by Jigen World Studio. Asuka, okay, available in 1.6 at $132 or 1.4 at $283. So this is a cheap 1x4 scale. Character design is okay, kind of nice, and the face, I have no complaints over here. And speaking of Jigen World Studio, the first figure that came to mind when I see that brand name is Mbibita Lunai, yeah, male character from Honkai Star Rail. I think it is already out, that figure, and you know, I saw the face of that figure, I was like, wow. So, if I'm not mistaken, Jigen World Studio has other Evangelion figures which are already released. You can search for the pictures online, and in general, you can trust this brand, yeah, if you're interested in this Asuka. The next Evangelion figure over here, we have HS Studio Ayanami Rei at $172. You can get her in this blue color hair or glitter color apparently, where she has grey color hair. Face and everything else, yeah, I pay attention to the face first. No complaints. I think she looks fine. Just that there are way too many Evangelion figures out there, right? So I'm not sure how these third-party companies keep pushing out new Evangelion figures and expect people to keep buying them. Yeah. As if people don't get tired of buying the same characters over and over again. I don't have that many saber face figures, but sometimes I do feel a bit like, too many, you know. Next, Ayanami Ray figure over here, early bird pre-order, no price yet. We have 1x4 scale. Is this an action figure, like seamless action figure? No, I don't think so. Probably fixed post resin figure, but with a cloth outfit, right? So I don't expect this to go for $9.99. Most likely $3.99. Yeah. Realistic face, but does not look bad. Well, in general, right? Realistic face conversions, they look different from the anime character design, but at the same time, 95% of them, they don't look ugly. Yeah, it is all a matter of preference. Next one over here from Yozai Wrenching Studio. I used to criticize them a lot because, you know, they are 1x3 scale seamless action figures or dolls. They look kind of low detail or low effort in a way. But this Vanilla and Azuki figure over here from Nekopara looks kind of decent. I have to admit that. And they go for $359 only each at 1x3 scale. 1x3, not 1x4. So with this company, they are known for making seamless action figures, or rather dolls, at the same size as BJD's Dolphy Dream, so can display next to those stuff if you collect those kind of dolls, but at half the price, because a licensed Dolphy Dream, like Hatsune Miku for example, is like $500 plus US dollars minimum, right? So this is almost half of that, and at least for Vanilla, she looks kind of nice. Azuki is not as nice in comparison. Yeah. Where's Chocola? Come on, Vanilla should come with Chocola. It is like yin and yang. They are like a pair. They need to be next to each other for the perfect balance. Okay, moving on to the next one. Early bird pre-order and announcement. Tifa again. Yeah, so many Tifa figures by Fancy Art Studio at 1x4 scale in swimsuit. I wanted to say that I couldn't comment much with this picture alone. This is a teaser picture. But then something caught my attention. It is her jawline, or her mandible, as we medical people call it. Yeah, this jawbone here, we call it the mandible. The jawline over there, it looks a bit too masculine to me. Yeah, the anatomy. So they better fix that. The next figure over here from Shiwei. Okay, I'm not reading that. What the hell? Okay, officially authorized Fights Break Firmament Animation Medusa. This is overpriced even for a licensed resin statue. Life-sized, 1x1 scale, but it is a bust statue for $3,000. Yeah, you're getting this for $3,000, and it is... I can't justify $3,000 for this thing. $3,000 will buy me a very nice life-sized waifu with realistic silicone skin, if you know what I mean. So, I know that license costs money, but this is too much. Moving on to the next one over here, another 1x4 scale from Dream Figure Studio, Original Character Fantasy Girl Series, number 3, Hei Wu Chang. $613 coming out in September 2025. I don't even know where to start. This reminds me of the FGO figure that I am about to cover in 10 or 15 minutes. Yeah, this feels like a Halloween Jiangshi figure of some kind, but extra hot. There are two figures over here if you see carefully, right? I can't show you much for obvious reasons. Two figures and that base for $600 plus is not too expensive, but it is not the kind of thing I would buy. Face of the character, I mean, it is an original character. Either you like it or you don't. The next one here from Dead or Alive with Honoka by Yomi Studio, available in 1x4 and 1x6. This is an early bird pre-order. We don't have a price yet. No price yet. Coming out in June 2025. DOA, I think it is only available on PlayStation, right? And maybe Xbox, not on PC. I only play PC. I would love to play the game. Even if I were to play an arcade fighting game, I would still use a keyboard. Yeah. I just couldn't get used to the remote controls. Honoka, for being such a pretty character from Dead or Alive, I actually don't remember seeing any figures of her, be it licensed or unlicensed. Kind of weird. Unless this is a new character, then that would be a different story. Okay, moving on to the next one here from Faith Studio with Diva from Overwatch. This is 1x6 scale. It will be more like $2.99 maximum, not $9.99. And even at $299, it better come with a cast of upper part. Otherwise, it is starting to feel a bit overpriced. Yeah. Let's have a look. Oh, the face is out of focus. The focus is on her shoulder and this firearm over here, which are probably in the same plane of focus. That is a sloppy mistake. I was thinking, is this intentional? You know, they wanted to hide the face because, you know, this is supposed to be a teaser picture, but they gave us, yeah, a picture of the face as well, and only one eye is in focus. Stop down the aperture. Wrong camera settings. That's why you get pictures like this. Yeah, nothing much else to say otherwise. I think her face looks fine so far. Moving on to the next one, we have two Nier Automata figures. The first one here, I did not know this character even existed. Yeah, Commander White. Number one, I did not finish watching the anime adaptation yet. I was like at 1 or 2 episodes even. And number two, I don't play the game, so pardon me if I don't know that this character even existed. Just solely by looking at this picture over here, I'm not a big fan of a character design. I'll keep my 2B, thank you. Okay, so this is a 1x4 scale. There is a regular version, Hadaka version, and then a version C where you get both. Okay, the second Nier Automata figure over here is a quick mention. I covered her last week as well. We now have a price of this licensed 2B figure by Tri-Eagle Studio, $682. Yeah. So if you want to support licensed stuff, you want to support the artist, yeah, get this one. This is the only 1x4 scale licensed figure of her, I think. Has Freeing made one? I don't think so, not yet. Yeah, but this is a great looking figure of 2B for sure. Moving on to the next one, also an update. I covered this last week. We now have a price on this CC by Manta Studio, about $300 each. Yeah, there are two versions over here, evening dress version and Jeongsam version. I wanted to say it is expensive, but when I look at that base over there, I think no wonder it is $300. Yeah. Okay, I won't go any further on these figures. Let's move on to the next one. Oh wow, something cultured, of course. We always have these kind of figures every week. The Little B Studio Asagi Igawa from Taimanin series. Man, Taimanin series is getting so many figures lately. So this is a 1x4 scale tentacle stuff at almost $400 coming out in June. I have no complaints about the face. I like the face, well executed over there. But Little B Studio, I've never heard much about them. That's the thing. Yeah. Taimanin Asagi. I think my favorite 1x4 scale so far should be the one by ACY Studio. Should be. I mean, there has been so many that I've lost track of them already. Yeah. Okay, next one over here. Wow. I don't think I've seen any Hadaka figures from the Idolmaster yet by third parties. This is possibly one of the first. By Hello Studio, Hiro Shinosawa. Yeah. Washboard chest right there, which is why she is cheap at $172, but this is also only 1x7 scale, unfortunately, not 1x6. Coming out in June 2025. Yeah, go and check her out in OGK if you fancy this figure. Love Life and Aimas. Yeah, I don't see many cultured figures from third parties so far. Okay, moving on to the next one from Starman Studio 1x6 scale Chun-Li. This is apparently a licensed action figure. Is it an action figure? I think it is, right? $151 only. That is quite cheap actually. No release date yet. Yes, action figure. Seamless action figure. And I sound like a broken record by now, but I really hate the Street Fighter 6 design of Cammy and Chun-Li. So no thank you. Moving on to the next one. This is not a female character, but you know, Legend of Zelda is so popular that, hey, I'll give him some attention over here by Wake Studio. No price yet, right? No price, no skill, nothing yet, but this thing is coming soon. Yeah. Looks kind of nice, to be honest. Moving on to the next one, we actually have some FGO stuff from third parties this week. The first one here, Saber from Noah Studio in maid outfit and bikini. Okay, available in 1.6 and 1.4, no price yet. Okay, this reminds me of the Outer Saber Ultimate figure that came out 10 years ago. Wonder Festival exclusive even. Yeah, we had Saber Made version, which was the regular version that came out before year 2010 even. I think year 2008, 2009. We had a normal 1/6 scale Saber Made, and then the Wonder Festival limited version, which is Saber Outer Made, was like, yeah, that was really nice. Why didn't I buy one? Yeah, I think I was just getting started into collecting anime figures back then, and I couldn't afford them. That's the thing. Despite their age, those outer versions are worth picking up, right? They are not that expensive anymore nowadays, given their age. Now, this one over here, realistic face, you know, if they included an anime version face, this would be perfect. It is just one single part missing, no? And that is the anime face part. If they include that, this is perfect for 1/4 scale Saber Made. Yeah, castable, of course. Moving on to the next one. Wow, zombie version of Raiko and Shutendoji by Swallow Studio. Yeah, from FGO. You can get them in zombie version and normal skin color version, which there are no pictures yet at the moment. No price as well. This is just an early bird announcement. Yeah, this is more like Jiangshi, right? We do have a Caster Shutendoji, which QSQ made a scale figure of. Yeah, Shutendoji, but Raiko dressing up this way, no, this is probably fan made, I think. Yeah. Will I get one? No. No. Okay, moving on to the next one. Another Saber figure, but this is Nero Claudius apparently by Dragon Studio. You can have her at 1/4 scale in wedding dress or the red clothes version. Yeah, just red bikini, which is castable obviously. So the wedding dress version is like $645, and then the red clothes version is just, yeah, $455. Way cheaper, and you can get both for $936. Which one would I choose? Neither. I'm solely being turned off by the realistic face. Yeah, not my kind of thing. Up next, we have Genshin Impact, and the first one here, Ganyu, where they gave her a realistic face, and then, as with the pose and everything else, they copied Taito's Aqua Float series of prize figures, which nobody asked for. And this is starting at over $377 at 1/6 scale. Not 1/4, 1/6, and it is $377. I was a bit shocked by the price over here. Are they mistaken with the scale? Is this actually 1/4? Because 1/6 at $377, it makes no sense. Yeah. But regardless, no. Save your money. Okay, next one here, we have a new character, Moalani from Genshin Impact. New character in terms of figures. I haven't seen any third-party figure brands made a figure of this character yet. By Yao Ming Studio, I kind of liked their Kafka actually, the one in the office suit, you know. Coming out in June at $151 only. Now, this is the problem over here. Why only this one single picture? Where are the other pictures from different angles? I want to see her from different angles. I just don't get it with some of these third-party brands. Face and everything looks nice, but I want to see her from various angles to get a clearer idea of what the figure looks like, you know? Next one over here, wow, this is like very early bird pre-order. They show you an unpainted sculpt and then they are starting to collect deposits, like what the hell. Okay, Sleeping Furina from Huayue Studio. Way too early to make a decision, isn't it? I think this product listing over here is just a placeholder of some kind. Okay, moving on to the next one. We are now in Honkai territory. And we are starting off with something smoking hot, which I can't put on screen, unfortunately, because this figure is amazing. Yeah, go and check out the listing of this figure. Type in Arctic Wolf Studio, Kiana. Man, it is such a shame that I can't share with you guys on YouTube itself, the picture over here. I am predicting this to be like $300, right? Two figures, but they are Hadaka, so, you know, shouldn't cost too much. Deep inside me, in my subconscious mind, I want one. Moving on to the next one here, Flawless Studio has Kiana Kaslana from Honkai Impact. Okay, pole dancing version. No skill mentions, but I think this must be a 1/6. The problem with Kiana Castellana is very simple. There are 3 amazing figures of her already. All 3 are by Apex Toys, I think. No, 1 by Apex Toys, 1 by Alter, and the 3rd one is an action figure under the Arctech series. And all 3 are great figures. You just pick which one you prefer, right? Yeah, so this is a bit rough. This is a bit hard to sell, unfortunately, even though her face looks really nice over here. I have no complaints with the sculpt and the face of this figure. The next Honkai figure here, Arctic Wolf Studio again with the cultured stuff, which I can't show much. Seal Volare coming. No price yet, early bird pre-order. I am predicting $250, $270 each, of course. Both of these is going to cost quite a bit. Arctic Wolf Studio they are like, I don't really know how they do it. They are like the Kotobukiya of resin figures, you know. They make so many stuff. They release so many stuff every quarter. I don't know how they are doing it. Yeah. It feels like almost every 1 or 2 weeks they will be announcing a new resin figure. At least 1 new figure. It is crazy how fast they are pushing things out. Next Honkai figure. Now we are talking. Oh, big cannons, big guns and mecha stuff. Now we are talking. I mean, is Bronya the kind of girl that has all kinds of secret mecha, secret weapons hidden? Wow, we had Bronya with a huge bike. We had Bronya with some mecha musume parts. And then now this. Okay. This is by Miwo Studio. We have a bunch of very nice photos over here. But we don't have a price yet, unfortunately. And yes, you can cast her off. This is worth of your attention. This is one of the main highlights of third-party resin figures this week. And the only unfortunate part is that there is no price being quoted yet. Yeah. Next one over here, this is an update from last week. I covered this figure last week just to let you guys know that the official price on her over here on OSGK is $190, which is reasonable. Yeah. For 1/6 scale figure of Robin, which looks fine. Okay, let's move on to the next one over here. We have 2 Lingsha figures. The first one here is a new one by Artistic Goddess Studio. Never heard of them. We only get a teaser picture. Available in 1.4 and 1.6. The next Lingsha figure. Now you get to purchase one. We now have pictures. We now have prices. She starts from $218 only, and if you want all of the extra parts, including the Hadaka parts, the extra faceplates, and everything else, a lot of stuff in the box, $282 maximum. Is it worth it? Hell yeah, baby. Alice 21 Studio? I mean, you wait until next week, hopefully next week. I kept delaying it. You wait until next week when I show you guys pictures of the Zenless Zone 0 figures and you'll be impressed. Yeah, Alice 21 Studio. I can recommend it. Next one over here, we have a couple of Blue Archive figures, I think. Is it 2 of them or more? Anyways, the first one here, Shellfish Studio, has a 1/7 scale Takanashi Hoshino. She looks fine. I like her face a lot. The only unfortunate part is that this is 1/7, not 1/6. Takanashi Hoshino, we did have a scale figure, right? Recently on pre-order. I mean, on the genuine side, I think we did have one, but not in bunny suit, of course. Early bird pre-order, no price yet, just 1 teaser picture. The next Blue Archive figure, wow, Celluloid Studio. Amao Ako, okay. Jeez, they have those melons hanging just like that. Celluloid Studio, I've seen pictures of the Nikke figures, right? They look fine. Look fine. I don't have an issue with it. The only reason why I did not buy it is because I already pre-ordered the Alice from Flare. So I don't see a point buying the same figure in the same outfit and same pose again from a third party. Otherwise, I would have purchased Celluloid Studios version of Alice from Goddess of Victory Nikke because I liked it enough. Yeah. I've seen pictures of it from other users before deciding whether to buy something or not. I don't go in blindfolds, you know. Yeah. Okay, moving on to the next one, a quick update. We now have prices on this Caesar King by Alice 21 Studio from Zenless Zone 0. Yeah, starting from like $220 all the way up to $282. Great figure to have. Okay, moving on to the next. Oh, Blue Archive. Again, damn. I messed up the order of my tabs over here. Okay, Blue Archive Yoshi Mari from Crazy Rabbit Studio, another brand which is actually okay, right? Crazy Rabbit Studio, they make edgy figures. Once again, we don't have a price yet. Man, all these figure companies, man, they are jumping the gun. Not figure companies, more like these figure websites, the third parties, right? It is the same everywhere. Once they receive new pictures from the manufacturer of the figure brand, no details yet, not even on official pre-order, they quickly make a listing and take early bird pre-orders because they are fighting for business over there. Yeah. Blue Archive is all about lollies, isn't it? You might want to pay attention to this one once more pictures and official price comes out. I'll try to provide an update if I remember, that's the thing. Because I have so many things to remember, you know. The next Blue Archive figure, we have Ryuge Kisaki. A fan favorite, right? I like her a lot as well. This is by Miyin Studio, and I believe this is their second Kisaki figure. They already released one out there like last year, late last year, already widely sold out. But here is a second chance, a slightly different pose, but not a bad looking one as well. The first version of Kisaki by Miyin Studio, which came out almost a year ago, the face was kind of nice. I did not have any complaints at all when I saw the user pictures. So this one should turn out well, yeah. And at only $173, I think it is cheaper than the one that came out last year. A very good purchase and coming out in September 2025. Next one here, this is like the bargain of the week. And the price is almost too good to be true. But at the same time, Miyin Studio, their figures are not bad. They are like B tier, you know. Don't expect outstanding levels of detail, but at the same time, they don't really screw up their figures. That is Miyin Studio. So this pair of figures over here, Luciana de Montefiore, is only $151 at 1/6 scale. Two figures with that couch for $151. It sounds too good to be true, right? But man, you know, even if Miyin Studio is average, $151 for two of these figures with that couch, that sofa over there, yeah, I want it. I want it. I doubt that a genuine PVC figure that looks exactly like this would cost less than 30,000 yen, assuming that Apex Toys is making it. Yeah. The next Zenless Zone 0 figure over here, Jendo has stolen Alice's bodysuit. Yeah, the same. It feels like they took a scale figure of Alice from Nikke and then they just swap out the head and then you have a Jendo figure. Like, this is... I hope that Sugar Peach Studio does not have an Alice figure that looks exactly like this except for the head. Otherwise, I would accuse them of being low effort and being lazy over here. Yeah. Leather version, the one you're seeing on screen, is $194. Hadaka version is around $170 if I remembered correctly. I can't click on it. Yeah. This is a nice figure for under $200. I like the base a lot. But I don't like the fact that she is wearing, yeah, the same suit from Alice, right? The next one here, okay, from Girls France line. You don't see this often among third parties. We have Jiang Yu. This almost looks like a human centipede, but with a different pose. Like, what am I even looking at? Yeah, three characters over there, three figures over there in this setup by Fishhead Studio. No, three figures for $428 is actually a bargain. Yeah. Except that it's not the real price. We don't know the real price yet. This is just a preview picture, an early bird picture. And the last figure for today, I saved the best for the last this time around. From Epsim Studio, we have Musashi. No scale or price mentions yet, but I am inclined to believe that this is a 1/4 scale. Epsim Studio recently, they started a series of 1/4 scale Azur figures. I really liked their Owari, you know, but I don't have extra budget for that. Otherwise, I would have purchased it, yeah. I believe it is almost out already. And this Musashi, man, she looks just as good, man. I wish that I could get my hands on one of these someday. But so far, among all of their 1/4 scale Azur figures, yeah, I'm still leaning towards Owari being my favorite so far. This Musashi is probably a close second place, yeah. So we shall wait for the price. As for my prediction, for her price, right, I'm predicting between $450 to $500, yeah. Solely because Owari was around $450 when she went on pre-order. And that is all for anime figures on pre-order this week. Which one did you smash the pre-order buttons on? Let me know as usual. And thank you for watching. Please give this video a like. Subscribe to this channel for more anime figure content every week. Until then, I'll see you guys again very soon. Goodbye.